Hello, everyone. Welcome to me pulling my headphone out of my ear. It's a great start to a show. we're doing the makeup thing again. With this side, Earl, or Earl's killer, with one of those. Murdery with the murder times and thing. Speaking of murder, I understand there was you were busy with a debate yesterday. How did that go?
It was ugly. It was another flat Earth debate, so it's the usual. And PhD Tony, I think, got a little excited and was a little angry. But overall, it was a little bit more elevated. But it was still the same. It's flat Earth. You can only get but so intellectually superior. So, but yeah. It went into the wee hours. I think we were up until like 2 o'clock in the morning. So if I look a little tired, that's why.
Yeah, it's an oof. I was doing the debate review with Mark Reed over on his channel last night,
Yeah.
and he redirected to the Matters Now After show.
I saw that. Yes, we had a
yeah. I was like, oh my goodness, because we
Mm-hmm.
were out late too.
Yeah,
Aunt Jur asks, is that Earl's skull on the shelf behind you?
indeed it is.
Alas, poor Yorick.
Allegedly.
Yes, alleged. Yes. So, as per usual, this is the second time we've done this, but
second iteration, yes.
yeah, I have no makeup at all. I haven't even I shaved. That's about it. And the good news is that my beard shadow is getting it appears to be getting lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's wishful thinking on my part, but I think it's working. I hope so.
Are you doing the electrolysis on it?
No, I have an at-home laser gizmo.
Oh, so yes, yeah.
I would love to do at-home electrolysis, but it seems like, first of all, it's hard to do on yourself because you need to like get right in each individual hair follicle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very hard to do on yourself.
And doing this with a elastic band over and over and over again, it's like I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I could deal with it in doses and whatnot. It's just there's parts of you can't even reach, and your eyes are inside your face, so it makes it really hard.
Yeah.
And also,
every summer I go through this. How I wax my own asshole. I'm a pretzel. I'm a pretzel.
as long as it works, I suppose. Yeah. So
gotta get flexible if you want to remove hair. That's for sure. Effectively, yeah, thoroughly.
Mm-hmm. I know we need like a bath bomb that just removes, so we can just like sink down and it's just
just come out like just slick as a newborn baby. That would be fabulous.
Oh goodness. All right, so today we're not just doing a basic makeup look. We're gonna do the
elevated bit.
Yeah. You had I don't know how to describe this, but you suggested that I grab this specific makeup palette. It's a Morphe Smoke and Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
I picked it up at Ulta.
It's a good day to night palette where you've got good mix of lighter, sort of neutrally kind of colors, and then you've got your smokier, heavier kind of exactly. Show that puppy off. Yeah,
I know where the camera is. Really, yeah. It's orienting. I've never been good at orienting. Maybe you picked up on that.
Yes, yes, it's a lovely palette. Hopefully, so one thing that I did forget to tell you about, which for next time, if there's a next time, and it's not something that is like necessary, but it is something that's very helpful. And it's from Ulta, but see, it's a brush cleaner. So it's a little bit of nothing, but it's the scratchy sort of stuff, and then it's a softer little foam in the middle. And so your brushes specifically for your eyeshadows, so that you're not dunking from one into the other, you just scrape like this, and then it cleans your brushes for you. So in between, like actually washing your brushes, you can just kind of scrape this and then do like that, and it'll clean out your brushes so that you're not double dipping and putting your lighter in with your darkers and, you know, futzing everything up. So it's just a shadow switching pan is what it's called. So very
cool.
Super cheap. You know, I think it's just a couple of bucks. But if you're doing a dramatic eye look, they're very, very useful. And then if you haven't washed your brushes, you know, doing a quick clean with this before you go dunking in for the next day and then screwing up your eyeshadow is helpful. So yeah, so
Yeah,
bring that out here.
Making a note of it right now.
Yeah.
Is that what I'd been doing is just random brush is between things. If it's the same kind of thing, I'll just like brush it off on
and to keep
my
it from,
hand.
because some colors, like I was playing with it yesterday, you can still see the pink right there. Some colors will stain your skin, so you know, making sure that it's clean. But even just a dry, like a wet to dry washcloth will work, but it's just, this is one less thing to clean. The nice thing about this is that because it's this sort of foamy stuff, it all just sort of settles down at the bottom. And so you can clean these out and just rinse them out really good, and it just sort of lets the powder settle to the bottom of the pan. So one less thing to throw in the washer.
Yeah, that's always a difficulty too, especially when you share the house with 3 men.
Right.
Yeah. They make a lot of laundry.
Stuff that's just yours that you know hasn't been on somebody else's bits. Yeah, definitely. Because I have lived with multiple men before, and there's no telling what gets used and what doesn't.
Yeah,
it can be kind of a crapshoot. I'm not sure.
There's that, and the washer and dryer have a tendency to be in continuous use for days on end.
Right. Oh my God. It used to infuriate me. I would go to wash my clothes and there'd be somebody's, you know, crap in the washer and it smells like mildew, and then you can never get that smell out ever. Yuck. Yeah. I lived when I was like 20 to 21. I lived with my boyfriend at the time and his best friend, and we had the ultimate party house. I think we had 8 couches in that house. And so at any given moment, there was somebody sleeping on one of them. And so we constantly had a flux of dudes that were just like slumming it at our house all the time. Oh God. It was a hot mess. I did all that I could, but it was still gross.
Yeah.
Do not miss those days.
There's something cool about having friends always around, even if it's different random friends. But upkeep can be challenging.
Yeah, especially for somebody like me who's you know, little germaphobe. The bathroom situation, I got a huge fight with the friend of the boyfriend. His name was Walker. I got a huge fight with him. I can't tolerate this anymore. Clean your nasty bathroom. I don't think the toilet had ever been touched. I was like, I am not sitting on that thing. I'm going to get AIDS. Like, I don't know what's on there.
Yep. Well, I'll just die.
Men are gross. No, you know. They just are.
So now that we've thoroughly grossed everyone out.
Yeah, indeed. Wash your brushes. Wash things that are going on your face. Clean.
Wash all the things.
Especially if you're breakout prone, like I was. You know, just making sure that you're washing your towels and, you know, things that you don't normally think, like your pillowcases. People forget about all the time. Is that anything that you've got smushed up against your face, you know, including your tools and things, you know, that stuff really has to be washed pretty regularly, or else you're going to turn into one big zit.
Yeah, I was a little
especially
bit
with
concerned about
shaving.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're sort of opening up the skin, and so this is going to be because I mean I used to shave, which sounds odd, but I'm very fuzzy. I have a lot of peach fuzz, and so when I was doing a lot of heavier makeup, I would actually take a straight razor, and you can buy just the little plastic ones that are disposable, and it knocks off the peach fuzz, and it's a really close, like you get just baby smooth. But I would do like around my eyebrows and then along my jawline, and obviously little mustaches and stuff, because we're humans, we all have fuzz. There's nothing to be ashamed of. But when you open up your skin like that, you can make yourself susceptible to even like nicks and infections, and just kind of skin ickies.
Yeah. Sadly, well, for better or for worse, we're mammals, and we have exactly as many hairs as orangutans do.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Different.
But yeah, we have just as much fuzz, and there's nothing wrong with fuzz. I don't do any of that anymore, because I don't wear my makeup nearly as heavy as I used to, where if you didn't get it down to like just your skin without the peach fuzz, and you try to do a really heavy makeup, one, it can kind of sort of fall off your face, but also you end up with a lot of texture, and it doesn't lay smooth, and can be that much more obvious that you have makeup on.
Yeah, that's one of my big gripes too. I actually picked up a new razor yesterday. I didn't get a chance to use it yet because it's like an actual shaving razor, and I've been using this foil shaver because it's faster. But when I did my makeup for yesterday, I had to like do layer upon layer upon layer, because it's like a millimeter off my face is as smooth as I can get it, and it has to be stacked just to cover the frickin' hairs.
Did you get a primer? A really good thick primer will help with that too, to really bond your makeup to your face. Something that's more of a
I've got a mist.
There you go. I like there's one that Dermablend makes that would probably be really good for you. Their primer is very thick and it's very tacky, but it's like super glue. It will keep your makeup on your face. For like, you get like 14 hours with that stuff. It's really, really impressive. It's made to go with their makeup, which is exceptionally thick, because it's meant to cover scars and tattoos and things like that. So it's a really heavy makeup that needs to be able to stick without falling off of your face. So the Dermablend is a really good option, and it's made by dermatologists, and so it's not gonna make you break out or anything.
Cool. I shall have to look into that. I mean, hopefully it won't be necessary forever. Again, I'm working on it, and hopefully it goes away.
Yeah.
But
as this lightens, but even because it'll still be a while. You probably end up getting a good, because I know for my own laser hair stuff, it took most of a year to get most of it off. So dead, zapped, because your follicles are constantly going through cycles, and not all of them are active all at the same time. So you got to get the ones that are in active growth for the laser to be effective. If they're still in like, I have just produced a hair and the hair is still there, but it's not in an active growth phase, then the lasers won't work. It'll still zap the hair and it'll still burn off the hair, but it won't actually it won't kill the follicle.
Yeah, it's very rude, these follicles going in cycles. Indeed. Like that. So inconsiderate.
Agreed. Little bastards. Yeah. Sprouting, and they keep sprouting. The older I get, there's a new one somewhere. It's like I'm a dental hygienist, and I see all these little old women with all these little whiskers all over their chins, and I'm like, please God, I do not want that to be me. Waxing my whiskers.
Yeah, there's a number of cis women who take HRT specifically to prevent that from happening because
Oh,
yeah, as estrogen production starts falling
lowers
off,
your.
yeah, then the balance with the natural testosterone in the system starts to shift, and then facial hairs happen.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and some
Luckily,
people don't care,
I've
and some
been.
people do care.
Yeah, yeah. Luckily, I've been really lucky in that way because, like, even though my hair is really dark, the rest of my body hair is like baby white blonde, which is why my eyebrows are so like sparse, and then my eyelashes are almost completely blonde. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, I've got this like dark head of hair, and then all this like peach fuzz everywhere. It's like look like I've been dusted. Ugh. Especially if your skin's dry, it's not, you look ashy as fuck. It's not a good look.
Oh, and Aunt Jer apparently finds it fun to pluck chin hairs.
Doing my eyebrows is quite satisfying, especially with my like skin picking thing. I've had, now that I don't have anything to pick on my skin, I've had to be very careful that I don't go ape shit on my eyebrows because I have exceptionally lovely eyebrows, and I don't want to screw them up. So I'll pluck, I'll pluck and like take a step back, make sure I haven't gone too far.
Yeah, hair removal is a big problem for mammals. It's
Yeah.
or a big thing, I guess. It's not always a problem, but Pinworm says I get satisfaction from nose hair removal.
Thankfully, I have not had that problem. For
I'm
as
still working on a good
sizable of a
solution for
nose I
that
have.
myself. Is it like I can't reach it with a shaver? I got some of those
They make
tiny
a
little
little
scissors, but
they make a nose hair kind of like the little peach fuzzy, the little teeny oh shit, what do you call that? The little teeny shaver that you have, the little stick shaver. They make ones like that just for your nose, where it's like a little cone, and so the thing goes around this way instead of going around this way. You just stick it up there and it goes, and it tickles and makes. The one time I used one just to try it out, it made me sneeze for like 10 minutes. But yeah, just go up there and it'll shave off all the really long ones. You really shouldn't do that to your nose. One, because you can, I don't know if you've ever had a zit inside of your nose, but it is quite uncomfy. But also because that is the filter to the innards of your body. It helps to grab onto air pollutants and things like that, and so you can make yourself more susceptible to getting viral infections and sort of things.
yeah, yeah. The flip side is that there's a lot of other things that stick onto nose hairs too that can be most unpleasant.
True,
But
true.
mostly I'm worried about the ones that stick out of my nose that used to be
Right.
like part of my mustache.
Yeah, it
I'm
used to
like,
just kind of blend in, and now it's like,
mm-hmm,
oh, that is way more obvious than it used to
mm-hmm.
be.
It's pretty crazy. All right, so I'll since shooting myself in the face seems to be my thing. I guess I'll start with that.
Okay. Yes. I've already prepped and primed my face. The only thing I'm going to do is, oh, where is it? I have an eyeshadow primer. So primer for your eyes. Like, if not everybody needs eyeshadow primer, to be clear. If you are a person that has naturally oily skin, or you've noticed in the past where you tried to put on eyeshadow and it creases really bad and it gets kind of like spidery sort of in the you know the this part right here, then an eyeshadow primer will help. And it's not like your concealer. Some people use concealer, but I find that the concealer has too much oil in it, and so you end up with the same problem. So an eyeshadow primer is drier, still tackier, but it's also usually kind of a lighter kind of creamy sort of, and of course, depending on your skin tone, they can have, light, mediums, and darks, but just to have a nice base, it just, to keep your eyeshadow from creasing throughout the day. It is helpful. Not always necessary for everybody. I personally don't usually need it in the winter, but in the summertime, it is very helpful just because everybody's a little more greasy in the summer than in the winter.
Makes sense.
But
yeah, I still only have liquid foundation. I mean, I've got liquid concealer too, but nothing like an actual primer. Alas.
Yeah, you're gonna want a designated primer, I think. At least while you're still zapping your face. That'll it'll go a long way towards keeping the longevity of your makeup on. I am going to I'm going to color correct. So for dark circles, yellow is the go-to. And I'm not 100. This is Elf. Not 100% happy with it. It can get a little cakey, but I was sort of just trying them out. So I ended up going on Amazon and buying 4 at a time or whatever. And,
as one does.
Yeah, and then just returning them as as I was like, yeah, this one sucks. Yeah, this one's okay. But this was the last one in the bundle, and still not my favorite, but it'll do. So you want to do yellow for under eyes, and then if you have any redness, you do green for redness.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I can get it. Did the color wheel, like we were talking about last time with the color wheel and everything.
Opposing forces.
Yes, exactly. Do the one that's on the opposite spectrum. Mm-hmm. On camera, that works pretty good.
And cameras are handy, especially old cameras like this one that are more than happy to lie for you.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, I don't have the fancy the filter on the make you look better filter. So this is
that's right.
Streaming this is actually what my face looks like.
Touch up my appearance. Let's see what happens. Wow, I look like blurry and ghosty.
Yeah. if when you're further away, it helps a lot, but I find that if you're somebody like me that uses their hands, as soon as you go up, that because it wants to focus on there, and then if you go in front of your face with it, it'll break the filter on it and becomes really obvious that you're using a filter. So I found that out the hard way, and I was like, oh, that's not a good look. Don't want to look like I'm being phony on camera.
Yeah, I can't say I care for that effect very much. It's just ugh.
Okay, so then I'm gonna go back with. So I use the yellow first, and then using the actual correct color concealer.
Yes. I need to increase my variety. I have
really
3 copies of the same concealer.
I really wish that YouTube wasn't so weird about copyright stuff. Like, you would think that because they have YouTube Music, that if you pay for YouTube Music, that you would be allowed to, like, I would love to just have tunes in the background, but you can't do that without YouTube getting all pissed off at you.
Yep. There's a there's music that you can like obtain a license for. Sometimes
You
it's
can only
free.
use it for one long form video. You can't use it over, like I said, I'm here spilling the beans. I'm gonna have a show here. I'm gonna be filming it in next week. And then it'll come out and it'll start out kind of small, so it'll be like under 30 minutes. But I've been looking for like a theme opening music, and was looking into their music program, and it's like it's useless. You can't even if you want to use the same song over and over again, you have to pay each time to use it. I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work out.
Well, it depends. There's a bunch of different options. Like for example, the intro music that plays during the countdown,
Mm-hmm.
that's a free track. And then the song that I often use for credits or intermissions and such, this one,
Mm-hmm.
if it decides to play. Here we go. Um, this one, it's a license, but it's a free license, so you just download the license and add it to your account, and you can use it whenever.
Yeah, I was looking at other companies other than not through YouTube, and yeah, to might end up doing that. But I think Max, because he makes music, so we're gonna get together and see if we can find something that'll make me boot scoot and boogie.
Yeah, making your own gets around the whole problem.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. Yeah, it's tricky because like because I was into video production before I started on YouTube. I have all kinds of things, Motion Array and Envato and Production Crate and etc.
Mm-hmm.
And you can download music from them and get a license because you're paying for the subscription, so you can get the license to use the thing, and YouTube will still flag it because YouTube doesn't have the license.
Right.
Sometimes even if you put the license right in the video description, it'll still go, nope.
Yeah, I'm worried about that because it'll be an original song that Max will have created himself, and I'm sure that YouTube will be like, oh, but it sounds like somebody because it's not, you didn't purchase it from us, and so you must be thieving from somebody.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes you have to put a track into YouTube's Content ID system so
Mm-hmm.
that it knows that you actually own that track.
That's a good point. I'll keep that in mind. So because I decided to be lazy this time, this is what I normally use for every day. If I'm doing a big nighttime look, and honestly, when my skin was worse off, then I would use the full liquid foundation and everything. But I've been using this stuff. It's the dual finish from Lancome. I've been using this for probably 15, 20 years. And as you can see, it's pretty fabulous. It's a powder foundation. I need a new one. This one's starting to get to the bottom of the pan. But it's super light. So it evens everything out, but it feels like your skin. It's super light and airy, and stays on there fairly well. Even I wear masks all day long, and it doesn't. I might get a little bit of transfer like right here, but generally it stays on my skin pretty well. Doesn't make a big mess.
Yeah, that's a big plus, especially if you're a new person to makeup like me.
Mm-hmm.
Transfer is a bigger deal than you might think. Like
Yeah.
my only nice coat that isn't a work coat is very black.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed when I put it on yesterday that the last time I put it on, because I drive, I'm like turning to look this way, turning to look this way. Every
Mm-hmm.
time I did, like the side of my face would rub up against the collar, and now I have like
Right.
a skin-colored collar, and I'm like, oh
Yeah,
no.
and that's why setting powder is so important. We talked about that last time. That's why a really good heavy setting powder, because if you set that on your face, there won't be any transfer. That Derma blend that I was talking about last time, that stuff is it'll I mean all day. Like I would have a mask on, and really this was when my skin was really shitty, really heavy makeup on, and there wouldn't be anything inside my mask. You just pack that stuff on there and it's like concrete. You have to wash your face several times to get everything off.
Oh, on that note, my oldest gave me a tip yesterday.
Mhm.
Um, brand specific, hashtag not sponsored, but it's what they told me to get, so I got specifically what they said. It's
Mhm.
a Neutrogena Hydro Boost
Oh yeah.
hydrating gel cleanser.
Mhm.
Because, you know, I dig these makeup wipes, but they don't work on this area because of,
Mhm.
you know, the sandpaper. They just shred.
Mhm.
This stuff,
Makeup wipes
just a
are
little
great.
bit, it like
Makeup
just
wipes are
gelled
great in a
everything.
pinch. Yeah, you have to wash your face. You have to physically put water and suds on your face. Again, making sure that if you're wearing this much makeup, that you're doing a really thorough cleanse. The other thing is that to get off like waterproof eyeliners or mascaras or heavy makeup, a this sounds counterintuitive, but an oil cleanser, doing that first. So I know Clinique makes a really good one. That's really gentle. A lot of eye makeup removers can irritate a lot of people's eyes, but this stuff, you know, just a little bit and really get in there, and it'll break up all of that stuff. But an oil cleanser, because a lot of heavier makeups have oil in them, which is why, you know, so you've got moisture and oil and stuff coming together. That's why your face will fall off. Make when you have something like a gel, like a gel moisturizer, as opposed to a cream that has more oil in it, for, you know, when you're prepping your face, to make sure that your makeup and your moisturizers kind of coincide together, so you're not mixing oil and water, which is what makes the makeup break apart from your face. So the oil in the cleanser will interact with the oils in the makeup and the oils on the eye makeup, and breaks it apart. So you do that first, and then you do a suds cleanse with like a gel cleanser like that.
It's still a multi-step process,
It's
but
always a multi-step process.
yeah,
Yes.
it's effective because what I had been
nothing
doing,
nothing about this is easy.
yeah, prior to this, what I had been doing is I would like wash with just warm water to try to like
Break it
create
apart a little
that
bit.
thermal difference, and then I've got this
Mhm.
little scrubby pad that's got
Oh
tiny
yeah,
little rubbery
the
bristles,
little
and I'd
nubbies.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, try to get it off in between, and then
Hmm.
I'd bring soap in, and then I'd do it
Hmm.
again.
Yep.
And it
At the
never
end of the
worked
day, a
very
good
well.
double cleanse is especially in the summertime when, you know, you're sweaty or whatever. I know a lot of people take a shower. I don't sweat particularly much, especially after doing the Accutane. My little pores are like the desert; they're shriveled up, and yeah. So I don't really sweat all that much. So and I have I don't know, it's a long story. I won't go into it, but yeah, showers and me have an interesting history. So mental health is fun. Um, hey, it's Tim Bob.
It
How you
is.
doing?
Here to say that we are not savages.
Indeed, indeed.
I mean,
Yeah,
well, you know,
gel cleansers are nice because they're usually hypoallergenic and they're gentle.
yeah,
All
we
right,
like the
so
gentle things.
yes, we do
We've
like the
we've
gentle.
we've tried the things that make rashes break out, and those are no fun.
Theirs are no fun. Yeah, my skin hates everything. So I'm constantly terrified that I'm gonna like I buy hydrocortisone in tubs of like several pounds because I'm so itchy all the time.
Oh my.
Yeah. Okay. So little blush. Kind of went through this process the last time.
I've been trying to aim a little better with the blush. I actually went out and got another light because I noticed that because my studio lights are up here, so this side is darker, and my makeup stuff is over here. So usually my mirror's right next to my makeup stuff. I couldn't always tell like if the blush was even, so I grabbed another light, and it's
you're brave with the cream blush. That shit's like my kryptonite. I'm not.
Thing is stupid bright. Whoa.
It looks like Poltergeist.
but hopefully I'll look a little less lopsided. Like, again, the camera will lie for me to a large extent, but when you go out in public, it's a little different. Although I do have to say that yesterday I went to the store twice and only had a minor panic attack on the first one. Then I had to go back to get that light after I dropped the kids off. And the people were like actually nice to me. I'm like, ooh, this is neat.
That's good. Somebody being humane.
I know.
That's so good.
Well, I worried my oldest because when we were at the store the first time, I was filling them in, like, you know, they watched me type in my PIN for my bank card, and I'm like, now remember, my PIN is the same on everything that I get a say in what my PIN is. And they're like, why are you telling me that? I'm like, you know, just in case, so you know. Yeah, and they're like, are you planning on doing something? I'm like, no. I'm like, actually, I'm like just starting to actually live now, so you know. I'm just also worried about being murdered randomly.
Right. God. The world we live in. All right. Eyebrows a go-go.
Eyebrows. Oh, I've been so busy this past week, I haven't been able to properly, like, keep up with frickin' anything. My eyebrows are like an overgrown forest at the moment.
Yeah,
not to worry, I have one of these. The sonic screwdriver.
Yeah, those are handy.
It's not perfect, but they help.
My eyebrows are so wiry and coarse that I actually have to trim mine. I look like Andy Rooney. Thankfully, I've never had like the unibrow thing, but I don't know if you can see, like they're very fluffy. And they're very long, and the ends of them go blonde, and so there's really no point in having them be long in the first place because the ends of them don't show anyway, and they're so wiry and coarse. I've finally learned to just embrace it. Just let it be. It's fine. Again, we're all mammals. No point in trying to fight it.
At least until the robot bodies are ready.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh,
until they turn me into a cyborg.
Yeah, and then we'll have customizable, replaceable parts.
Yeah,
or something. I don't know. It'll probably cost money too, of course.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. The last partner I had years and years ago was not a fan of my eyebrows. They were constantly like
Who,
picking.
who, who bitches about somebody's eyebrow? That's so
Well,
weird.
everybody's got their quirks. I had a person that I was with many years ago got really mad about the skin over the knuckles. Like if they came into play or touched anything or made any noise somehow, like I don't know. Everybody's got their weird things.
I suppose. That is exceptionally weird.
I mean, I myself feel, I don't know, cringy feels, for the lack of a better term, when
Mhm.
somebody eats or drinks really loudly right in my ear.
I cannot. I can't listen to myself eat. Like I have to.
No.
I have to have noise on to masticate myself. Like that. That is. I cannot stand to have somebody else be eaten loudly in my ear. It gives me the ick.
Yeah. Andrew, you would think that knuckle skin, or any skin for that matter, doesn't make noise, but apparently it does. And actually, I've heard something myself. I don't know if the mic will pick it up, but it's not. No, it just sounds like regular skin right now. Sometimes when I rub my hand over my upper arm, for some reason, something in the interplay of the texture of the two skins, it makes a sound like a metallic shing.
Mm-hmm.
For a while, I thought I might be a robot secretly because I'm like, why am I making metal noises? I'm like, that would explain a lot. Like, why I don't understand how humans work.
Right. Not sure what happened. I don't think I've ever screwed up my eyebrows as badly before. Ah, there it goes. Okay. I was like, there's something wrong. I don't know why it looks so weird. Got it a little too high.
I've been going extra light with the color in things because the other day, oh, what was it? I think I was doing quick makeup before work, and I usually only just do my eyebrows and a little mascara. I
Mhm.
really want to cover this, but I haven't been able to do it yet in a way that it isn't obvious that there's makeup there.
Right.
So
And to do it in a way that doesn't take an hour to get.
that's helpful too. But
Yeah.
I kind of overdid it, like filling in a little bit. I ended up with
Mhm.
one eyebrow that went like halfway across my nose. Oh
Mhm.
no, oh no.
Well, so I had Botox. I got Botox done from the time that I was like 23 until I was 30. But my mother used to do it for me. She was a nurse and she learned how to do it and she was fabulous at it. Never bruised me or anything. She was very good at it. But I needed to have this conversation with my ex-husband because that right there was an entire conversation. I could, go across the room and do one of these. And so she would make it so that my eyebrow would still move. And now to this like it like trying to get this one to move because the muscles are so like lopsided.
Yeah. Like I can
Really
do the
only this
Spock
one moves.
eyebrow with one eye, but not. I can either do both or
Mhm.
just the one, but not the other. It just doesn't work.
My brother's got a good one. He looks like the Rock. Like he can this is very impressive. And he'll start
Where
with the
are
eyebrows.
those
Well, put your eyebrows
muscles?
away. Like he starts going up and down.
Oh yes, attack eyebrows.
Right. Exactly.
Hmm.
Mm. Mm. That is
Ay
good.
ay ay.
Mm. It's a New Belgium, which comes from North Carolina. North Carolina
Hmm.
has a lot of really amazing breweries. Highly recommend. Everybody should go to Asheville. People's Eyebrow. And this is an actual store on the Outer Banks.
Oh okay.
They really do have biscuits and porn.
I mean,
the only place on the whole Outer Banks that you can buy porn, like magazines, and it's an old truck stop, and they have just a flat top griddle, and they make, you know, like biscuit sandwiches, and they have biscuits and porn. It's a local staple. Everybody goes there to get those damn koozies.
It's a solid business plan.
It's yeah, it's great.
I mean, I'm sure all the good Christians down there tut it, but when they need porn, they know exactly where to go.
They tried to shut that place down for decades, and they just keep trucking. They always come out on top. I love it for them.
It's always tickled me that, you know, the Bible Belt, with all their moral righteousness and whatnot, there's porn shops at every damn exit. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just amusing that the more religiously intense an area, the more porn stores there are. Well,
you know that like demographically speaking, that there is more porn consumed online in the Bible Belt than anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's in the country or in the world, but I know that it's right up there. So at this stage, I'm going to use a setting powder or setting spray. If you try to do this after you do your mascara, you will regret it.
That's a really good tip.
Learn that the hard way. You go to spray this stuff, and then, you know, you open your eyes and you've got spiders all over the place.
Oh, is that how you do it? I was just observing. With the kids, we watched Good Omens, because the kids hadn't seen it yet or read the book, and I'm like, oh, fantastic story. So yeah, we watched through the series, and there were some of the demon minions had like eyeshadow, like just solid black around their entire eye holes, and then they had like spiderweb eyelashes that like went on for days, and it looked like cracks on their face, and I'm like, I mean, maybe that's one way to do it. Just like black the whole thing and then spray.
Right. Yeah. Let it run. Yeah, for sure. It smells good. Sort of coconutty. I had to have it because it says "Do you, boo?" And that's like anytime I'm, you know, like somebody's doing something that I don't actually approve of, but, you know, it's like, okay, you do you, boo. Like,
I've been hearing stuff like that a lot recently. I'm like, bless your heart.
That is a true Southern euphemism for sure. Because no Southerner, you know, just a little tip for everybody out there: if a Southerner tells you bless your heart, that's not nice. They're not being kind. It's the most hateful, passive aggressive thing that anybody could ever say to you ever. It's essentially just like saying, you know, oh, you're a fucking idiot. You know, it's such an insult. It's like your parents telling you that they're disappointed. It's that bad.
I mean, you know, I can deal with people being disappointed. I don't particularly care what my parents' opinion is either. Do you know what Andrew is talking about? Having the brush part on your like this?
Handle. We tried using the brush with the handle pointed the other way. The brush part on your palm side. I don't know how to describe it.
Or maybe like this, so that it's.
Is she talking about like this?
Yeah, like, because I had been like brushing in my blush like this. Maybe if I invert it like this.
No.
No.
You do it like you would hold a pencil. And actually, we're going to go through that with the eyeshadow, because I noticed the last time that we were doing this, the way you were holding it was heavy, and so to get a really light, like with the blender and stuff, it's just technique. It's not really all, you know, it's not that deep, but yeah, to hold all your instruments like you would. And I guess because to me it, you know, again, being a dental hygienist, I hold everything. You know, this is this is how I work all day long. So I'm used to fulcruming like on my own face and stuff, and I forget that that's not a skill that everybody has. So I had to when I watched our show back to see like what I missed, if there were things that I should have brought up or something like that. That was one of the things that I definitely forgot.
Well, that's why we do
everybody
these.
has the tactical the tactile however you say that word that I do, skills that I do, because I when you do it every day and it's just natural. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, like how Earl was doing it. So yeah, here instead of, because I think I saw you at one point kind of going like this, and it's just because it pushes the bristles in. You always want to do like sort of like you just want to touch your skin. You don't want to smush it in there. And even with the blush that you were doing, I personally would do it with the pad of my finger for cream, just because cream needs heat to blend out effectively. So using the heat from your finger instead of the bristles of the brush, which can make it kind of splotchy, you'll get a better blend out with your finger with cream. Same with like a cream highlighter that and if you're going to do a cream contour, then a sponge, which can sort of mimic your finger, will usually blend out a little bit better.
Yeah, we'll have to maybe the next time we do this, we'll do like a whole thing on different brush techniques and when to sponge and when to finger and all that sorts of stuff, because I've been getting a lot of conflicting advice. Like I originally applied my blush like that, like just strokes. And then another person whose videos I've been watching it for tutorial purposes was like, no, you have to like press it in or it'll look cakey as fuck. Which is why I was doing that.
Right. So for your, see, when I do foundation, I use a foundation brush. So it's I don't have one sitting here, but it's essentially, it looks like this, where it's sort of flat like that. It's bigger. It's it's like this wide by this wide, but it's the same shape. So it's real thin and it's very flat. So you're literally painting it on your face. And then so you do that to get the overall look, and then you go back through with a sponge. Sponge mimics your own texture. So do it, and making sure that you're like you said, like pushing it into the skin will ensure that you don't get a lot of heavier texture on your skin. But for a lot of things, the pad of your finger, but you want to use your ring finger, because this is going to be too much pressure. This is going to be more light, more delicate. You don't really want to like push it into your skin. I don't know if that makes sense, because otherwise it's just going to kind of get streaky.
Yeah, I understand the importance of like getting it like firmly on there, but on the flip side, I also worried about like pushing it into pores and causing blocked pores.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the other benefit of a really good primer, is that it keeps, it's like a thin little barrier that will keep the makeup from getting into your pores. That's why I like the Dermablend. That's why you want to get one that's hypoallergenic, that's non-comedogenic, that will keep your pores clean, while also providing a nice smooth surface for your makeup to sit on. Yeah, I highly recommend the Dermablend one and the Dermablend setting powder. That shit is worth its weight in gold.
We should buy stock in Dermablend. Or
Not sponsored, not sponsored, but
yeah, I'm like, maybe
but
we should
really
go
is.
look into them as sponsors. I mean, if we're
Yeah,
going to keep doing these, maybe.
I really love their products. Really, really do. They have several different formulas. It goes all the way from covering up tattoos to being, more like everyday sort of, a lighter. There's ones that you can actually mix in with your own moisturizer, so it's made to work like a tinted moisturizer and be that light. Or you can cover scars and tattoos. Like, you've got both sides. They've got stick foundations, which are great for when you're kind of in a rush, and you don't want to have to like do the whole liquid thing. You literally do like, like a army makeup and just, do the bare minimum, pat, put a powder on it and you're good to go. So they make little sticks like that, that are for a concealer and for a foundation. And googly eyes on a tattoo. But yeah, they're and because they're made for people that already have problematic skin. So it's made for people that already have like eczema, or they've got rosacea, or they've got scarring, or they've got really bad acne. They're made for skin types like that are very delicate and need to be covered, but also need TLC, and don't want to make the problem worse. So they're and it really it'll cover all of your evil. They're pretty amazing, but you have to use their products with their products. So you can use the DermaBlend primer with everything else. You can use it with any other kind of brand, but to effectively use the DermaBlend products, the DermaBlend makeup, you really need to use their products. So they have their primer and their setting spray, and their powder, which so you use it. It's like a system that all works together.
Chemical balancing and such.
Exactly, and that's the benefit of using a line of something. So you use the same brand for your primer as you do for your foundation, as you do for your powder, is that it's all made to work together. They're actually designed in order to work in tandem with each other so that you get the best outcomes. There's a lot to be said for trying this and trying that and spending some money on something and not on others. But for me personally, I'll buy all kinds of shit on sale, except for makeup and like jeans. There's only a few things that I will pay full price for, and makeup is definitely one of them, because it's your face. It's the thing that everybody sees all day long. You want to treat it kindly. So put your best one out there, I suppose.
Yeah. As I'm still building up my inventory, but even when you're experimenting, when you're figuring out how to work a certain thing, feel free to go with the cheap stuff and save some money. But when you actually want to look good, then break out the good stuff. It's exactly the same.
Get your technique down with the cheap stuff, and then once you get your technique down, although the other side of that is that if you go ahead and buy the better stuff, your technique it'll be easier for you, because cheap stuff is harder. Cheap stuff's, because it's not as pigmented. It doesn't last as long. There's a reason why it's cheaper. So like I said, you can pinch pennies in all kinds of ways, but makeup is just not one of them. That if it's important to you, then go ahead and splurge on the good shit, because one, the good shit lasts longer because it's more highly pigmented, so you use less. you literally do not need to use a whole lot of something when it's so highly pigmented. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for the pigment, you're paying for the longevity, you're paying for the kindness to your skin, because cheaper products are going to have more additives, they're going to have more chemicals, they're going to have more bullshit that's going to be in there that's going to aggravate your skin. So you're paying, what you're paying for is the chemists that invent those products.
That explains a lot, because I've noticed such a huge price difference. Like I don't know, just to pull stuff out randomly. Like this Revolution stuff costs like twice as much as the Walmart brand equivalent, and I'm like, why though? Well, that's
Pigment.
why. Yeah,
pigment. Yeah, for eyeshadows, it's 100% is pigment. And because eyeshadow really is, it's talc for the most part. There's some other shit in there too, but when you're buying really good eyeshadow, you're paying for color payoff. So you're paying for that higher concentration of pigment that is going to actually put color on your eye, instead of a wash of something that kind of sort of shows up. And I think that's why I like Morphe, is it has a good balance of color payoff with being fairly affordable. And they have tons of palettes and so many colors, and they're I haven't encountered one that I haven't liked. So but yeah, that's the price difference is you're paying for the chemists. You're paying for pigment, you're paying for chemists. Yeah. Unless you're going with like Fenty Beauty or something, then you're paying for somebody's face. You're paying for Rihanna.
yeah, the brand stuff.
Right, exactly. I personally would not, like, I don't give a shit about Fenty Beauty. I don't give a shit about Kat Von D. I don't give a shit about, pick your celebrity who's made a brand of some description. They're all pretty much the same. They themselves have not created those products. They go through another company that they then put their face on. So there's different levels of involvement that celebrities have, but generally they're doing it through another company. They're not making them from scratch. They're going through a conglomerate of somebody through somebody, and then, they get to say, okay, well, I kind of want it to be like this, and I'm kind of looking for this, and I'm, and they can work with the chemists in that way, but like they themselves are not sitting behind a laboratory somewhere, like actually creating this shit. So for me, when I go to buy makeup, if it's expensive because somebody's face is on it, then I don't put a whole lot of stock in that. But if it's expensive because a dermatologist and a chemist and because when you look at really good makeup, it's not fancy. There's nothing fancy about this. There's nothing all that exciting about the packaging. It's as basic gets. But this has been my favorite makeup for 20 years. It's $50. It's not cheap, but
oof. I need to do a fundraiser for the freaking makeup.
But it's not like this, this will last me 4 to 6 months. I could easily buy something cheaper and go through it twice as fast, because this I can put on. You saw me. I put on one very thin layer, and then I'm good to go. I'm good all day. I don't need to touch it up. I don't need to fuss with it. It's fine. It's good until I take it off at night. So even though you might be spending a little bit more at initially, again, you're paying for pigment. So this will go along a lot further than this will. This is e.l.f. It's thin, it's runny. This is supposed to be concealer, and it's really thin and really runny, and I'll go through this in, you know, a couple of weeks. But this will last me probably about 6 months. So yeah, you might spend a little bit more initially, but when you pay for pigment, you can use less and it lasts longer.
Neat.
Something to think about. I personally, like, I would just rather, like, I have a pair of boots that I've had since I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah. There's a similar thing with work boots. Now that you mention it,
Yeah,
because
just go ahead. You know, for something that you know that you're going to use every single day, go ahead and get the good shit, because otherwise you're going to be replacing it in a year, and then you end up spending twice as much. I buy new insoles for my Uggs every third year or so. I spend $20 and make my boots like brand new again, and you know, have the same boots that I've had for over 20 years. And they look great. You know, there's not a damn thing wrong with them. You know, just some things you need to just go ahead and spend the money on and budget elsewhere. You know what I mean? There's certain things that you can skimp on, you know. But for me, that is one of the things that I put on my priority list, because it's my face and I have to talk to people all day. So it's worth it to me to spend a little bit extra money here and, you know, maybe not buy that extra bag of potato chips. You know what I mean? Like that's where my priorities are. So, but obviously not everybody's going to be like that. But that's just me.
Oh, for sure. Although on the plus side for me, I've never really been a huge potato chip fan, but as far as like general snacks and stuff, since I'm trying to lose weight, I'm like, no snacks.
I'm a chip girl. I can sit and just nom the fuck out of like, I have to be careful because I am a salt, like, I'm very salty.
I'm told I gotta watch out for that myself. Yeah. The rumor is apparently it doesn't affect everybody, but when you're on Spyro to counter the tea, it because it does like a salt absorption kind of thing in the process, how it works, I don't know. But apparently craving for salty things is like a huge thing for trans girls.
Really? I had no idea. That's interesting. Does it make you? Well, because then that'll make you bloaty. Does the HRT for that? Does that make you bloat then? If you're craving salt?
I don't know. Nobody's mentioned anything along those lines. I think they're trying to bring their salt back to balance rather than like be depleted or something. But I don't know. Yeah. I haven't been on it long enough to experience symptoms, and my doctor prescriber person said we were going to start that at a low dose because oftentimes it gets overprescribed. Like somebody will just go straight to 200 milligrams and make sure you're countering all of it. Yeah. But it's the salt problem and the frequent bathroom problem and things. Those only happen with the higher doses because it's more than you need. So we're starting out at 50, and that might be enough. We'll see.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. If you're craving salt, my recommendation is always Gatorade. Electrolytes are salt. That's what that is.
Brondo. It's got what plants crave.
Yeah. So, and because you can find, I like the Gatorade, the zero, without the sugar and stuff. So you get the salt that you need without the calories.
Yeah. No calories is good. I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of Gatorade, but I've never tried their sugar-free kind. So maybe.
I had a kick of because I really loved their lemon lime, the yellow one. It's delicious, but you know, if salt is what you need, then getting something that, you know, doesn't have to be Gatorade, but getting something with electrolytes is what you're looking for to replenish your salts so that you don't have those cravings where you're, you know, eating a whole bag of potato chips, because really what your body is looking for is to be nourished and not, you know, getting rid of the psychological by actually addressing the physiological. It goes a long way towards making sure that you don't put on 20 pounds all of a sudden. That's easy to do. That's very easy to do when your hormones are in flux.
Yeah, I'm I'm tinkering with so many things at the same time. It's going to be a roller coaster.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so you ready?
As much as I think I can, I don't know. But let's do it anyway.
We'll see how we do. This is the most adorable palette ever. I love Lisa Frank. I absolutely love Lisa Frank. It's a little bit of a splurge, but look what you get. How gorgeous is that? Take this off.
Nice.
Lovely. Yeah. Beautiful. And color is fabulous. They're really rich and lovely. And again, do not be afraid to wet your brushes. It's not scary. It won't ruin your palette. It'll be fine. They'll dry right out. It'll be all right. Everybody always gets all weirded out when I start wetting eyeshadow. It's like, it's okay. Don't be afraid. It's all right. Okay, so my little tin here. So we're going to start with my fluffy brush. Okay, so we're going to start with one of these. So it's a kind of a narrow with a little dome. It's going to have a little dome shape, a little bit shorter, but it's sort of fluffy, and the bristles are kind of long, so you can get a nice blowout. So we're going to work the crease right here.
Kind of like that.
Perfect. Yes.
Cool. And
I think I showed this one the last time too. This is the Truth or Bear. It's a great neutrals palette. Just for this color here, which was very similar to the one that you've got. So on your palette, the kind of nude color that you've got there, I think it's, yeah, the top middle one.
Okay. That's what I was thinking, but I'm like, I'm not sure though.
Yeah. So when you do eyeshadow, good to kind of knock off the excess so that you're not getting it all down here. And like I said, as long as, did you powder up your afterwards?
I think maybe, probably.
I don't remember seeing that part, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I know I used the spray when you said it was time to spray.
Right. Did you do a setting powder of some description?
I cannot remember.
Go ahead and do that. I'm seeing a little shine on your nose, so I'm thinking no.
Yeah, I'm very shiny, yes.
So the reason I say that is because if you have a setting, and this is a nice, this is the Huda Beauty. This is kind of a coveted, they sell out of this stuff a lot. But if you use a setting powder underneath your eyes, especially, and we'll sort of brush a lot of that stuff off of there. But when you go to do your eyeshadow and you have a little bit of fallout underneath your eyes, you can literally just take a big fluffy brush and buff it off. But if there's anything even kind of oily or tacky or anything like that, the amount of pigment that's in here, it will just smear all over the place. I know a lot of beauty influencers and stuff, they'll actually do their eye makeup first And then they'll do their face makeup. I personally, I can't, I end up screwing up my eye makeup when I'm trying to get the concealer and all that kind of stuff around it. So I just do the powder thing. There we go. So you take that sort of nude color and you're just going to do a little swirly swirls inside the crease. So right here in the crease of your eye. And this will give you the kind of the this will be your transitions shade. So honestly, for this part, for an everyday sort of look, this is the easiest part to do. You can honestly do this, put a little bit of color like right here and be done. So that's about as easy as a daytime look as you can get. It adds just a little bit of definition. So kind of wakes up your eyes a little bit, but it's still light and natural looking. You want to make sure that your color does not go above. Yeah. Okay. This is what I was talking about. Hold your brush like this. Yep.
I'm not left-handed.
Yeah, hold your brush like this. 3 fingers into the corner, back and forth. Nope, 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 nope. Light, 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 light. You're just touching. You're just touching this and going like this. So you want to move your fingers and not your hand. Right?
Technique.
Mm-hmm. So you're not doing this part of your eye. You're going into above that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're actually going above your eyelid, but below your bone. So with your bone's here, your eyelid's here, you want to go. So if you're looking up in here, you're wanting to go into that pocket right there. So if you push on there's your eyeball, right? So you're pushing into there. And that crease right there is, you don't want your color to go above that crease. Okay. So fingers, you move your fingers and not your hand. And then you end up with this nice fade there while keeping this part right here clean. So you can see how white this still looks, because you're gonna be packing your color there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Clean brush. Okay. So you got that done. Now this part is up to you. If it were me, I would either do the periwinkle that you've got there in the center, or there's a nice kind of a corally kind of color, I think, on the upper left, or maybe, no, upper right. Yeah. So the periwinkle in the center, or you can do the one that's on the upper right as your the place that you're going to pack your color. So you're going to pack it right here below the crease line, right? So here's your bone. This is your crease line. This is where your color goes. Okay. If you're looking straight ahead, it's going to be right where your iris will be. So literally right here. And you do not go into your crease. Do not go above your crease. It goes where you can see my brush. This is as tall as it should go. Okay. Anything higher than that, and you're into drag queen territory. So
I mean, that can be fun too, but that's not what we're going for today.
But for the rest of us that aren't putting on a Broadway show, yeah. Shit. Let's see. I think I'm wearing all black. It literally does not matter. Ever.
Same brush.
Let's see. Audience participation. What color should I do? Tell me, audience, what color should I do? Here, I'll show you the palette again.
I'd do a poll, but there's too many options.
I'm thinking, let's see. I'm thinking this one here, so green, or this sort of corally kind of color, or maybe this blue here, or maybe this one here. I'm not sure. Okay, so we're gonna do, yeah, we're gonna do this one here, or this one down here, that one up there. So what do you pick?
We've got peachy and aquamarine and light blue. Yeah, we'll do the kind of bluish green, and then the coral color, and then the or the purple. The light purple's pretty. I don't know. Good. I like purple.
Yeah, purple.
I'm prejudiced though.
Got Aunt Jura saying teal or aquamarine. One of the bottom left three. Okay. Go on, people. I see what you mean about doing it this way with a lighter touch. It's stinging my eyeballs less. Yeah. You want to be very. Eye skin is very, very, very delicate. Yeah, Maya. How cute is this? They have a couple different ones, but the little tiger is so cute. Well, see, sometimes a palette can be cute and also be good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so I think Robin Webster, thank you so much. Gifted an Ember ship that went to Sumami. Yeah, very nice. It's fantastic. All right. Yay. I'm gonna go with the blue, since the only person that gave me an opinion was Aunt Jura, and that's what they said. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Get my water here. Aunt Jura has much wisdom. Indeed. Agreed. Spotty and Dotty, Angel Kitty. So cute. I love the colors that they always pick for these. They're hilarious. Okay, so knock off the excess, and then start packing the color just on the very bottom part of the eyelid. So for this part, you want to use your flat brush. So the one that I was showing earlier, the one that kind of looks like the one that I was showing for the foundation brush, but this is actually the eyeshadow brush. But you want to use the flat one to pack your color on. This is when it starts getting a little weird.
Flat brushes. So what is it that makes it weird? Just the way it looks at this stage?
Yeah. 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 The magic happens in a minute. This part starts looking, it's like when you've got to clean your closet and all of a sudden it's like, I have done like mistakes were made, you start like freaking out a little bit. Yeah, that can happen at this stage. It's all normal. It's okay. It does get better. I think I did so many different trial runs for this, and I hated all of them. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do for this show? I was freaking out last night.
Oh boy.
Like, oh I'm going to get on there and look like an idiot again.
I suppose it's a matter of perspective because, like, from where I sit, like, if I wind up not looking like a clown at the end, that's awesome. Like, that's just the best. But
Yeah.
like, I get it, like, from a photography perspective,
Mm-hmm.
right? You get advanced enough in a certain skill, and like, you'll have people who are just starting who are making like super rookie mistakes,
Right.
as I'm doing now, and you're like, you want to be encouraging, but at the same time, if you even came anywhere in the neighborhood of making such a mistake, you just throw yourself off a cliff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I'm coming on here trying to teach, my what I know, and then to then, like look like shit afterwards. Is yeah, a little little nerve wracking. I highly commend the girlies that do this shit full time, because I would go insane, because this is a lot harder than it looks.
Well, I mean, like I said last time, don't worry about it so much because usually those folks edit the fuck out of their videos.
This is true.
And we're up in here doing this shit live.
Yeah, no kidding. And I'm hardly a professional makeup artist or any such nonsense. I just do this because I think it's fun, and I think it's a cool artistic thing to do that isn't permanent. So you can have all the benefits of like getting tattoos without the pain, and while it it just washes off if you fuck up, it's okay. But I like having the artistic aspect of it. It's fun. Okay, so there's your base color. So what did you go with? You went with your blue there? Yeah.
Yeah, the middle one.
So the next stage is getting the ombre. So this is where it gets a little complicated. So I'm going to take you've got a darker shade there that is below the periwinkle one. That's sort of a navy blue. Yeah, that sort of slate kind of color. Yeah, okay, the slate color. So you're going to take you're going to clean your flat brush again. Okay, so just it doesn't have to be super clean, because we're going to take the dark color and we're going to start on this outside corner and just go about a third of the way in. Okay. So I'm going to take this. I've got this kind of a navy blue. And I'm going to take that and just go right on the outside edge.
I always wondered how gradients like that were actually achieved.
Yep. And then just kind of take my finger and just blend just a little bit. Very lightly.
You're getting some shininess going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great color. I have to go out and do something after this.
Just to make use of it.
Just to make use of it, yeah.
Damn it, now I have to go outside.
Right. Yeah, my dad texted me out of nowhere. I haven't heard from them in months. And was telling him about, my new YouTube career. Oh man. He's like, play nice with others. He always tells me to not run with scissors. Play nice in the sandbox and don't run with scissors. I have a tendency to piss people off, so, so he knows that about me. Okay, so then the next step that I'm going to do that not everybody is going to need to do is I'm going to take that same dark color and do a teeny weeny little tight brush and go in right above and do kind of a fake cut crease.
Oh, what now?
Cut crease. But it's a fake one. Well, goddamn. That did. See, it's real life. It happens.
Live broadcasting.
Yeah,
Does that make us brave, crazy, or silly?
I'm not sure.
Why has it got to be just one?
All of the above, right? Exactly. All of the above, maybe. Okay. Let's try that again without getting shadow all over me. There we go. Okay. Clean that up just a bit.
Too much stuff in my way. I can't type on my keyboard. I do 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 do. I'll just have to do it on my phone.
So what I'm doing is just taking a clean brush and just buffing it out a little bit so that you get a nice gradient. Thusly. And then I'm going to take, let's see, clean my brushes. Okay. I'm going to take a real short, this is like a halfsies of the pack brush that I had. And I'm going to take this color that I packed on and do under my eye, which is going to be fun. Okay, I can do this.
I don't know that I have a brush that meets those qualifications.
You got an angle brush. That'll do.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. It's got an angle on one end and a spoolie thing on the other. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You want the angle brush will be perfect for you can take that light blue or the dark blue, either one for you, and go just underneath. Let's see, I'm looking straight ahead, just underneath here, not past your eyelashes. So not quite in the water line, but snugged right up against your eyelash line.
All right. I need my bigifying mirror for this one.
And then for this color, you want to go all the way in towards your tear duct.
It's just I've actually painted with paintbrushes, and it's like so counterintuitive to me to hold this like a paintbrush.
Yeah, that's exactly, you want to hold it like a paintbrush, like a pencil. And fulcrums are very important in makeup application, but also making sure your fulcrum finger is clean, like so that you don't make the same mistake that I just made a few minutes ago. So then I'm taking the color that I packed on the outside corner, the darker color, and smooshing it into the outer third of my bottom lash and meeting it up with the outer third of the top part.
Oh.
That's all shushed together. There we go.
Yee. A little bit more blendy blend.
Yeah, blendy blends are good. We like blendy blends. Yeah, just a nice fluffy, kind of long like this, clean brush, and literally just buff it over like that, and you end up, and then clean in between, and make teeny little circles, and it just buffs out so that it's a nice. It's not a harsh line. Makes sense.
It's fascinating because so much of what I've learned about makeup up till this point is you want to make a gradient like completely invisible so that it looks natural. But with this kind of stuff, there needs to be a gradient so it doesn't look like, you know, you got Homer Simpson's makeup shotgun in the face.
Right.
But
right.
It's definitely not supposed to look like that's just natural, you know?
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's the difference between day makeup and night makeup, is that night makeup is not meant to be subtle. Ain't nothing subtle about nighttime makeup.
Maya asks, what am I thinking? I don't know. I'm trying to follow along and not mess up as much as possible.
Okay, there's that. And then last step for me is I take a brush that looks, it's kind of hard to see here, but it's a little bit longer, it's a little bit fluffier, it's domed, so it's kind of round at the end. And I take sort of the white, the lightest nude shade that you've got, and go up here and carve
Probably want to
out.
use this off-white grayish up here.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yep. And carve out underneath your eyebrow.
Mm-hmm. This is an exceptionally important step for people like me who have huge brow ridge bones that make your eyes look like they're in shadow anyway.
Yeah.
Because you've got to lighten up the area around it, or it'll just... It won't look like you had a black eye, but it won't be as pretty as it could be.
Right. And then because it is nighttime, the last part of this, where did I put it? Damn it. Ah, there it is. Okay, found it. So the last part that I'm going to do with, I think I'll have to switch up my palette here. And you've actually got a color for this that's perfect in your palette already. I've got to open up yet another palette because I'm insane. And so I'm going to take, these are the shinies.
Ooh.
And so I like to do, I'm going to use this color right here, this sort of, this here. And I
Okay.
like to
A white
take,
shiny.
yeah, I like to take, it's a little dome, short, very short little dome brush here. And you just go in the very corner. Of your eye. And it makes a lovely little light speck there, right in your tear duct. So on the bottom and on the top. So
I see. So we end up with shiny in towards the center, and then regular
yeah, if you want
color,
to
and
see.
then darker color.
So you can see that it kind of looks like a butterfly. Isn't that pretty? I love this color. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I feel so shiny. What's that? What's that? Is that Moana? Shiny.
Oh yeah, yeah. The shiny song with the goddess of crabs or
Yes.
whatever it is.
Super cute. And just because I'm feeling adventurous, let's see. That's pretty. So there's that. And then, okay, so clean myself up here. Ta-da! So at this stage, you can either, I don't think I'm going to bother with eyeliner, but if you wanted to, you could go with a black eyeliner and just go right in. So I might actually do it on the bottom and do right at the waterline. So this little white right there is your waterline. Now this can get a little, it can aggravate some people's eyeballs to do this, and it's kind of gross. So make sure that what you're doing, that you're using a tool that's clean, since it's going all the way up inside your eye. But it creates a really pretty smoky look.
So, what are your thoughts on liquid versus pencil?
So liquid is necessary if you're going to do like a winged eyeliner. You have to use liquid. Cannot do it with a pencil. It's impossible. It is physically not possible to do that. So some people love liquids. I can go either way, but if I'm doing a winged look, then you have to use liquid. If I'm doing something really smoky and smudgy, then a pencil is great because they're very easy to use. They're very user-friendly. They last a long time. I think that Estee Lauder makes the best black. It's called Blackest Black or Black and Black. I think it is. And it's really, some pencils are, they're tough, like they don't have a lot of color payoff, and so you're scratching the shit out of your eye and it hurts. This is nice and soft without being so soft that it's like it breaks. It's the perfect balance. They're fairly inexpensive. They usually, you can get them for free when you get like a gift with purchase or whatever. They usually have one of these in there. And so I highly recommend. And then you have your kind of your little crayons that are nice in a pinch for just a little splash of color that you can just zip, zip, zip. You don't even need a brush or anything like that. They have tons of eyeshadow crayons that are really nice for sort of on the go, just to have a little pop of color.
Yeah, my youngest got mad at me because I picked one up, but it's this sparkly purple color. I've been using it in the last couple of shows because
that's lovely.
I can just whoop, and
gives you just a little bit of something. You know, it's like a little nude, but kind of better, and just I highly recommend.
Especially when I'm in a hurry.
Right, exactly. And who isn't in a hurry? So then the last part is going to be the mascara. So I'm going to use my medieval torture device.
Yay! I haven't gotten this thing out in a little while. I gotta turn my light back on.
With these metal ones, the reason I'm breathing on it is to heat it a little bit.
Then it becomes like a heated curler kind of deal.
Right, you get a better curl. Do not use your blow dryer. For fuck's sake, do not use your blow dryer. You will burn the shit out of your eye. I've done it before. Do not do it. It is painful. It's ugly. Trust me. It gets it too hot too quickly, and then it takes forever to cool down, and you end up using it, thinking like, oh, this is fine, but your eyeballs is very, very delicate baby skin. So yeah. Mistakes were made, lessons were learned. And I was gonna do a tutorial with false eyelashes, but to be honest, they're not my forte. I really love the magnetic eyelashes. Those are amazing.
How does that work?
So the adhesive is also an eyeliner. It's a liquid eyeliner that's magnetic, that the band of the eyelashes has teeny, weeny little magnets, and it just snaps on. And I've tried to use regular adhesive. The best success that I've had is the adhesive that's also black. So it acts like a liquid eyeliner as well as the adhesive. The trick with doing with eyelashes is that you need to wait for the adhesive to get tacky, and most people don't wait long enough, and then they try to put it on and it slides all over, and it's a fucking mess. But I just wanted to play and just didn't want to have to futz with all that, because it's pretty, but it's not always necessary. And if you're doing, in my experience, if you're doing something that's really, like if you're doing an eyeshadow look that's really pretty and you put in a lot of work to, get the details, and especially if you're doing like multiple colors and, doing this sort of ombre thing and this, that, and the other thing, you go to put fake eyelashes on and it covers up all of your eyeshadow.
Mm.
All you can see is eyelashes. And so you've completely wasted all of that time. And so it's almost better to just do a regular mascara and just have that be it. Then go through all the work of, putting on all your eyeshadow and stuff, and then all you can see is the damn eyelashes.
It does raise some interesting possibilities, though, for future development, like eyelashes that don't look like eyelashes. Like I've been seeing, for example, some earrings that aren't actually earrings. They're ear jewelry where they clip over the top of the ear and then they go through the ear hole to hold them in place over the actual ear itself.
I've got one of those. Yeah, mine actually attaches to this one here and then goes all the way down. It's really pretty.
Yeah, like there's a possibility you could do a similar thing with eyelashes. Instead of making them lashes, make them like butterfly wings or something.
Yeah.
Because if you can just magnet them on, why the hell not?
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're the magnetic ones. The brand is, I think the brand is actually magnetic. I think Kiss maybe makes some too, but they suck. No, it's Glamnetic. That's what it is. Glamnetic. They make the best ones. They're expensive, but they're great. You can use them multiple times. You just got to be real gentle with cleaning them, but they've got really strong magnets and their eyeliner is really nice. It doesn't get goopy super fast. They all get goopy at some point, but it doesn't get as goopy as quickly. And then my favorite part.
Yes, the eye drop. I still have to get some of those. I should put those on my shopping list too.
This is the Lumify. This shit is amazing. Oh god, it's like taking a cold shower. Give that about 30 seconds.
Lumify. Damn it, phone.
I'm about out of my beer.
That's what I type. It changed it to lift. I'm like, no, Lumify is not a lift.
Yeah, Lumify by Bausch and Lomb.
There we go. Now it's on my list. And Eric Wander gifting an Ember ship. Thank you. And that went to, I should have scrolled back up sooner. Carrie and Chrysler. Sweet.
Nice.
I haven't seen KAC over here in a while. I've seen KAC in other chats, but not around here in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a minute.
Yeah. Aunt Jur says, eye drops, please explain. So Earl's got these eye drops. People like me poke myself in the eye all the damn time when I'm working around my eyeball, but everybody does sometimes, and sometimes the makeup irritates, whatever. So you get like the red eye effect around the opening in your eye. Earl's eye drops make that go away.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see the whites in my eyes already. Look how white that is. Isn't that incredible? You see?
Yeah, whereas I don't know
30
if mine
seconds
will show,
and it,
but
30 seconds and it clears it up. But it really, I mean, when you have that stark contrast between the white of your eye and like how much color you've got going on there, the last thing you want is to look like you've been token up. So, having all of the powder and the fluff and the brushes and all the stuff, my eyes get really, really red when I do my makeup. And so just to have that at the very end, just a couple little drops, and it just clears out everything, makes it so nothing's itchy or anything like that, and just clears up the whites in my eyes so that they look really white. It's just a weird little detail that is absolutely unnecessary, but I just find it pretty.
Yeah, like I don't feel bad about my eyes having lots of red bloodshotness in them, but it'd be nice if they looked better.
Right. Yeah. It's just it's just a super easy, little nothing thing to do that makes it's just a little detail, but I think for me anyway, because I've got really big eyes, so for me it's very impactful to clean them up. And then sort of a nudish but better sort of lipstick I've got going on here.
I need to increase my variety of these. I've got this color that I've got on right now.
Oh yeah, it's pretty.
This thing, which I don't know, it adds a little bit of sheen, but it also kind of makes it look, I don't know how to describe it, like almost bubblegum pink, which just doesn't work right with my complexion. I do have a darker crimson in my purse, which is across the room. That's for the portable makeup.
They're
stuff,
always across the room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right where you don't need them. Yeah, this is made a mess. Okay. Finished look. What do we think?
Ooh, I can bigify. Embiggen. Yeah. Now if we lived in the same state, we could do a photo session.
I know.
Yeah. Be like, all right. I've actually seen something kind of like that. It's a weird thing. There's like
that is a really good color lipstick on you. Sorry, just to interrupt. That is a really good color lipstick. Yeah, that's fabulous. Love it. Yeah, do that. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Yeah. There's so many photographers who do like photo shoots with models with like, this is how you do this and achieve this look, and it's exactly the same as a makeup tutorial except with a camera. Mm-hmm. And then the model will do the makeup tutorial video while she's getting ready, while the photographer's setting up the gear. I'm like, if you just both do the thing together, then I don't know. Because there's so many photographers who could really, 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 really benefit from knowing how makeup works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So what do y'all think? Yeah, we good? I can't look at myself and see what I look like in the mirror at the same time. Because my mirror's up here and so I'm still looking down, but I'm happy with it.
Yeah. I think you look wunderbar, and I, don't look horrifying, which is always a plus.
You did good. Yeah. You it's better than last time for both of us. Yeah, mine was rough last time. Let's try that again. Yeah, this is much better. When it's amazing what happens when you actually plan ahead,
Fine. Yeah. I don't even know how to do it. Years of photography, I don't even know how to pose myself. I'm just like.
There you go.
Goofy I can do. I know nothing, Jon
Goofy,
Snow.
yeah. Goofy I got. I can definitely do Goofy.
I'll get there. Confidence is going to take a while.
I'm still working on it. It's a never-ending battle, If it's not one thing, it's your mama.
Yep.
I'm such an idiot. I went and the back of my hair was like, it just felt really heavy. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna because I'm cheap and I'm good at cutting my own hair. So I was like, okay, we're just gonna do this thing. Do you see how short?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it's like clipped up or what the deal is, but yeah.
It's clipped up here, but I try to swing my chair around so you can actually see where my hair is, but yeah, it's like, so it was down to here. Like I cut this much off of it, and I did not mean to do that. But it's like, shit. All right. So I spent 2 years growing my hair out and then I cut it off. So I'm still like having this moment of every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, you're an idiot. What did you do? So, well, yeah, confidence is always, it comes, it goes. It's, it's
yeah,
all right.
If it helps, it looks cute. And if you really don't like it, as I'm constantly telling myself, wigs exist.
Yeah. Wigs exist. It'll grow. I don't hate it. I really don't. I just got so used to being able to like use my big clips and just do a little top knot and just throw it all back there. Not that I actually have to do any work to do this either. I just have these two little baby ones. And honestly, my scalp will probably thank me that my hair isn't like up all the time because I was getting headaches. I have a lot of hair. And I'd sort of forgotten because now all my hair's back from when it all fell out. And so now I have all of my hair back and my ponytail is like and I can like maybe get it around twice and that's it. I have really fine hair, but I've got 18 tons of it. I've got it was the only part of my parents actually coming together that came out good. I got, you know, the big nose and the bad joints and the poor eyesight and the fucked up teeth and, you know, all this other shit, but my hair. So that part, genetically speaking, actually came out all right. But I lost about a third of my hair, back in 2021. And it's now finally with a lot of, I use collagen and, saw palmetto and biotin and custom shampoos and conditioners and finally got it back to all its glory. So it'll grow. It'll be fine. I'll live. I had a pixie cut for a decade, so I'm not opposed to chopping all my hair off. I didn't have it in my mind that that's what I was doing, so I really wasn't prepared until I looked and I was like, what have I done? How did this happen? All of a sudden it had been an hour and a half. I'd been in the bathroom. That's what happens. But that's the skin picking thing, is that I get an autistic, like hyper focused. I go through like a wormhole and then all of a sudden I've been in my bathroom for 2 hours. I have no idea where the time went. And I've got a pile of hair in my garbage, you know, bucket. Like, how does this happen to me?
Yeah. I can appreciate the sense of shock when I cut my beard off. I was like,
oh yeah,
I was like, we're doing this. I mean, that was
right.
like the start of the actual transition because there's no going back from that. And yeah, when I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
you know, minor panic.
Yeah, I really did. I spent the last 2 years growing my hair out and, you know, just chopped it over. Not even realizing that that's what I was doing. I honestly don't know. It went from like just getting the back part to be not so heavy and to kind of like cut the layers off to all of a sudden it was just like, no, we're doing this. And but then 20,000 thoughts later and I'd completely maybe forgotten what my plan was at the beginning. I have no idea. Anjur, no, I do not use something to set my lipstick. I tend to use liquid lips that are that set themselves. So like I said last time, Jeffree Star makes fabulous liquid lips. The one that I used, I got in my not my Epsy, my BoxyCharm monthly thing, and this is Ofra liquid lip. But the best way to set it is to, you know, get it on heavy, leave it on there for a minute, take a piece of toilet paper,
like biting the napkin thing,
and bite it, and that'll blot and get whatever is excess until the actual lipstick will set. But
I
no, I don't.
My grandmother doing that.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, and it keeps it off your teeth.
That was the main reason why. Now that you mention it, I love doing these because not only do I learn stuff, but it brings so much back from my childhood.
Oh yeah. You know, grannies knew what they were doing too. Their cold cream. That shit was amazing. It's coming back.
Yeah. Well, you know, watching my grandmother do her makeup was like the only makeup experience I ever got to have because it's not for boys.
Right.
Oh,
Well, my mother never she put on mascara every day, and that was it. So I got
yeah.
no makeup tutorials. The reason I learned how to do makeup was because I was in dance and had to learn how to do my own stage makeup.
Mm.
So my mother bought me makeup for that, and then I loved it so much that like I wasn't really allowed to wear it at school until I got to like middle school, and then it was, and then that was the late '90s, early aughts, and the powder blue eyeliner and and the little stickers that you put on your, oh my god, yeah, it was like hot pink, what was that, lip smackers, and yeah, I
Everything
love,
neon.
yes, I love all things makeup. And after that it was just like all I didn't really get an allowance, but we would do chores, and my mom would, if I went to the drugstore and think, hey mom, can I have, it's like, of course I'd be getting like Wet and Wild or something. It's not like I was getting, expensive makeup or anything like that. But that didn't happen until high school, and then I was buying my own stuff.
Hell yeah. In answer to your question, I had my beard so damn long I can't even remember how long. Like I can go all the way back in my Facebook photos till I was 15 years old, and I had my beard then. So it's been there for a while. It just, you know, when you're very very uncomfortable with how you look, sometimes it's nice to have something to literally mask behind, and
Hmm.
also you can like put the thing forward. It's I don't know how to put it. It's sort of like the same way I drink beer. I don't like beer, so I chug the beer very very fast and then smash the can on my forehead, and then people are like, "Oh yeah, you're really good at." I fucking hate beer, so I want it to be over with as quickly as possible.
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
similar thing. You kind of like overcompensate to make the
Hmm.
problem go away,
Yeah.
even though it doesn't really go away. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, I had a similar experience with theater makeup, but kind of reverse, if that makes sense. Like, because I was in community theater since
Hmm.
middle school, and
Hmm.
all of that sort of stuff. So you have to wear stage makeup, but the people in charge of the makeup wouldn't let anybody who looked male do their own makeup. Like you'd get a wedge and you'd get like foundation, and then just smear it around, make it look even, and then don't touch anything else. You're not allowed. Like I
They didn't even put
get
like,
it.
big cheeks on you, or the eyebrows that were up here. Or...
It depended. Like if you had like an actual character, then
Mhm.
you'd get like details and things. But if you were just like chorus, it was just yeah, you're fine. You'd just be a glaring ball of white. It's okay. No one cares.
That's cute.
Yeah, I get it that they were a little rushed because
Hmm.
you'd have however large the cast is.
Right.
Some of the musicals had 100 people, and there'd be like two makeup people. So
Goodness. Yeah. I did makeup for a few productions. Terrified to, and it's funny that I'm okay doing this. I wasn't always. It took a lot of um self, like, you can do it, to be able to come on and be in front of the world on the internet. But I think because it just feels like I'm just chatting with a friend, that I sort of forget that I'm could be potentially talking to however many people that might see this in the future. And so I just try not to think of it that way. But yeah,
Hmm.
I would help the theater kids with their makeup. I did that a few times in middle school. That was a lot of fun, especially doing the guys. It was a trip. I was not one of the cool kids either. So for obvious reasons.
Yeah, yeah. I get you about the. A lot of people are very shy about being on camera because I've been involved in the theater for so long. Being in front of an audience doesn't really bug me. There's certain
Mhm.
weird circumstances, like for some reason after the plague, getting on a physical stage with like a
Mhm.
microphone, like a normal microphone instead of one of
Right.
one of these dealies.
Right.
It's slightly intimidating, but you know, if you know what you're there to say, you can just launch right into it, and once you start, you're
Mhm.
fine. But it's sort of it's easier with another person there. You can bounce ideas off of each other, and
Mhm.
it's just like having a chat.
Yeah. Yeah. This is very easy, and
Thank you, Robin.
oh,
I
thank
mean,
you.
thank you, Robin, and also thank you, Robin, because
Yes.
$2 super chat. Appreciate that, but also appreciate the compliments.
Yeah, it's when I'm talking about something that I know a lot about, then I'm okay. Sometimes like on matters now that I'll have things that I want to say, but it is definitely intimidating when there's a whole panel full of men that are all sort of not yelling at each other, because we don't really do that, but the emotions can run high, and
Mm-hmm.
so it can be very intimidating to come on and be the only woman. It's like, wait, I have a different opinion. I have a different perspective. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I try not to. There have been a couple occasions, particularly when I was presenting as non-binary, that it mostly I was able to just ignore the gender non-presentation thing, but
Mhm,
sometimes it kind of came up and it got weird. Um,
mhm,
I think it'll be easier now. Like, I don't know if I've been on an after show panel since actually started my transition. I know I've been on for the clip
for
show.
us, no, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But I think it'll be easier now because I can just, stomp on people
Yeah,
who try to
yeah,
get all
absolutely.
sexist or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I mean, once you kind of get your ovarian fortitude under you, yeah, you can, you know.
Yeah. Actually, that might be good experience just for general confidence purposes.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Anytime we
find
we we have an open forum. It's an open panel, and obviously we try to prioritize, like, if you've got a bit of a platform, or like obviously you've been on our show before, like you would get priority, obviously, from somebody that would just be like hopping on from the chat or whatever. We try to keep it well, I guess because StreamYard only allows for 10, I think,
mhm.
people. We try to keep it a little bit tighter than that, but sometimes there are 10 people on there, and but yeah, and anytime you want to come on, just, yeah, Mark Reed comes on all the time, and just
Mhm.
pops in. You are more than welcome. Anytime we have an after debate, you are more than welcome.
Yeah, I was actually joking with Mark as we wrapped up the debate review about popping in on the stream, having missed the entire debate because we were
Mhm.
doing our own debate review show,
Right.
and just popping in and being like, "Yeah, flat Earth is stupid. What else you got?" Like just to be a dick for comedic purposes.
Yeah. Just because we love you, we'd probably let you get away with that. Yeah, there was it was flat flat Earth did not do very well last night, but neither did Globe really. But flat really did not do very well. They embarrassed themselves several times last night. They didn't know their own papers. Yeah, it was. I honestly don't understand the meta that goes into all of that, because a sunset, something as simple as a sunset, disproves flat Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, we don't have to go, because they were talking about like ether winds or some shit. It's like, we don't have to get into all of this, like, super, the physics of all of this shit. It literally, if the sun went around like this, it would never be nighttime. Even if they like claim a local sun, like, that's not how light works. They think that it works like a flashlight. I'm like, that's not how the sun works. Like, how do you not
Yeah,
get
like
this? This is not
even an
hard.
actual flashlight, you can see, even if the light's not pointing at you, you can see the light.
It's the simplest thing. It's like, why do we have to keep talking about this? It's absolutely asinine. But
I'm still waiting
oh,
for somebody to explain to me how lunar eclipses work. if it's not the Earth coming between the sun and the moon, then what the fuck is going on?
I know, and we're getting ready to have one of those, and it always brings
Oh,
out the
boy.
wackos. And
So, yeah, Robin asks, when is your new show?
so Justin and I are going to be spending next Saturday. We're going to get together and record several episodes. We're going to release them like once a week, depending on how much of a role we get going. It'll get better as it, because this is obviously my first rodeo, so it'll get better as it goes along. But we'll start out with 15 to 30-minute shows. They'll be edited and stuff, but we'll do a live premiere, so I'll get to chat to everybody, because the live chat is my thing. That's where my skills lie. So I would hate to miss talking to everybody as it happens. So we'll release them once a week, and then if things really start getting on a roll, then we'll do our goal, I think, is like 2 30-minute shows a week that will be scripted, but then delivered in a live premiere. So we're going to be recording next Saturday, and then probably a week worth of editing and all that kind of stuff. And then so probably 2 weeks-ish, 2 or 3 weeks, depending on hopefully getting all my shit together. And as long as nothing crazy happens. That is the there's no official date yet, because it always seems like we pick something and then some debate comes up and then something happens, and it's like it's it always turns into a clusterfuck. But tentatively, I'm thinking it might be like the 21st, maybe. So
yeah. Equinox. Equinox is the word I'm looking for. Around the equinox, the
yes.
change over to spring, and there'll be a new earlness in the internetverse.
Yeah, daylight savings time ends the 10th. Yeah, so that'd be good. Get spring forward, and then everybody will be groggy, and traffic accidents increase like by a huge margin. People have heart attacks. Daylight savings time is a global killer. It really is terrible.
It's a really bad idea. But
it's really bad. It's like we don't live in farming times anymore. Like we don't. Our school year does not need to revolve around harvesting. Like it's ridiculous. So it's just silly. Yeah, so tentatively around then, when I'll get with Justin, and we'll put a bow on it, and we'll make an announcement at one of the upcoming shows here. I know on so this coming Saturday, so the 9th of March, we'll have David from Deep Drinks podcast. He's fabulous. He's very sweet, and I don't know if you've seen his work, but he's does a lot with Christian apologetics, anti-apologetics, and he's just a funny and gentle human. So that'll be a lot of fun. That'll be at 5 p.m. He's in Australia, so we had to adjust a little bit for our timing for the Deep Six.
Yeah, those pesky Australians.
Yeah, we had to adjust
again
a
with
little
the time zone. Yeah. I caught David almost from the very beginning. I'd been watching him for a couple of months when he finally reached the monetization level, and he did his stream saying, "Yay, we passed 1K, we're monetized now, hooray, hooray!" I was the very first one on the show to congratulate him, and that's the only time I've ever been on his show. Is that 15 seconds to say congratulations?
Oh, that's funny. He can be a little scatterbrained. I've noticed, but he's a very sweet human, and he's funny. But Yeah, I missed that somehow. I thought I'd seen. I haven't. I don't think I saw some of the earliest stuff. I caught on right when he got, like, right after I think he got monetized. I think is when I started
It could
watching.
be because that's when he started to pick up more big name guests, I suppose. I
Hmm.
don't know. He'd had some people on who were big name. The name
Hmm.
recognition thing is weird, but yeah,
I
he
know.
does
Yeah.
do a very enjoyable show. Like
Yeah.
I remember one of the last times that I'd been out doing night sky photography, like Cosmic Kyle does.
Hmm.
Um, I was testing something new. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I do remember having deep drinks on while I was fiddling with my camera, and it happened to be
Hmm.
the show with Arden Hart,
Oh
and
yeah. Mhm.
yeah, just
That's how
the
I ended up
teasing was
finding him,
great.
I think, because some people from the line, when I used to mod over there,
Hmm.
um, they were being guests over there, and so it got into my algorithm that way, and I've always found his take on things to be good. He had that one little hiccup several
Yeah,
months ago
the
with
minor
Dr.
war
Kip.
with GE.
Yeah, yeah, but GE is kind of antagonistic, so it's not really
Yeah,
surprising.
I don't even know. That fell out, and this is another reason why it's important for creators to like have consideration for the community and not just their own
Right.
egos, because that that nonsense. I know that GE and David were actually upset about something with Kip Davis and Richard Carrier.
Hmm.
You know, it's fine for academics to disagree, but when the creators get all involved in it and start calling each other names and like
Hmm.
splitting the community,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
that's it's not the only thing that caused the Asho incident here, but it's
Hmm.
what precipitated that incident. Because
Yep.
Az started getting into a fight with one of the members in chat about the Richard Carrier Kip Davis thing in a completely unrelated stream because
Right.
people's blood was up and tensions were high. And it's like, so yeah, creators have to be cognizant of their influence and careful about. I mean, we're all going to do stupid things, but like
We're all
try
going to
not to
say
do
something
stupid
dumb.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all going to say something stupid. We're all going to put our foot in our mouth. Honestly, though, the I don't know if you saw David's apology video, but it was the best apology video I think I've ever seen. He was genuinely upset. He was genuinely sorry. He took accountability for what he said. He was the man was crying on stream, and he was
Hmm.
not faking it. It broke my heart. But he was very sorry for what had happened and what got said and what got blown up, and he didn't make excuses for anything, and I had a lot of respect for him for that.
Yeah.
He showed a lot of humility, and that's when you're wrong. That's one of the I think one of the best things to do is just admit that you're wrong. It's okay,
Yeah,
as long
that's
as
one
long
of
as you
my
admit it, you learn from it, you don't do it again. Like, that's the important thing. It's we don't have to run around holding grudges and being all butthurt about shit. It's just apologize and move on, and then don't do it again. Learn
exactly. Talk
from it.
to people instead of about people,
Hmm.
and when you fuck up, apologize and just
Yeah, just say it.
get
Yeah,
past it.
right. Yeah, move on. Like, yeah, you don't have to keep bringing up old shit and causing a ruckus all the time and being all dramatic. Like, I can't. I love dirt. I love it. I love getting my nose dirty, but it at a certain point it's just silly. Like, let's talk about something else. So yeah, yeah. That whole debacle was I thought pretty silly. But he did a good job of doing right by the people that got wronged, and so yeah. So yeah, he'll be on Saturday. That'll be a good show. And yeah, I think and then on Max's show this Wednesday, we're going to talk about Goofy Royals and the wackiness that is the monarchy. So we'll tell some silly stories about some kings and queens.
There's a whole lot of those stories. Yeah,
there are definitely. I think my angle is going to be I'm going to talk about because I'm more science oriented and than sort of fiction sort of stuff. I'm more nonfiction sort of structured. So I think I might talk about some of the various medical issues that come about from being boinking cystis. So we'll talk about we mentioned this week the Habsburg jaw, and so there's all kinds of weird medical syndromes that happen when cousins boinking the cousins. So I'm gonna talk about that a little bit.
It should be a fun time.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
We look beautiful.
Yee.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, as always. Thank you for having me on.
Of course. So, as I said, I get to learn things and also remember things, and hopefully it helps other people out there. And I appreciate everybody who came by in the chat, but hello, future people. Hopefully people in the future find this and are like, because, speaking myself, when a trans girl starts to transition, you realize there is so much you do not know.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll be helpful.
Things that I sort of took, like the holding the brushes and stuff, things that I was taking for granted that then I looked back and I was like, oh, we need to talk about that. So yeah, I'm glad I got a second opportunity to come and do some additional, especially because I sort of did that eye look really quickly the last time. So being able to kind of break down how all of that happens, I think that's lovely. I feel like a peacock.
We had peacocks on the farm I grew up on, and they're interesting birds. They're so loud. Yeah. Alrighty, folks. I reckon that's going to do it for this time. Appreciate all of y'all coming by, participating, getting your word in. Earl, of course, it's always good to have you over for learning, for banter, for all the fun things. And
really enjoyed it.
Be sure
I was looking forward to this all week.
Yes. Hell yeah. Yeah, I made a special trip to Ulta to get the supplies so we could do what we need to do. But yeah, be sure to check back in a few hours for the weekly Sunday show that'll hopefully entertain and lead you into Bad Science Sunday at Maya's after. So yeah. Good times. Whole bunch of good stuff here on the YouTubes. All right, and I'm still on January's credits. I haven't had a chance to upgrade to February's credits, but I will leave you with the credits. Thanks everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Bye.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how.